Hello, my name is James. I'm the host of the Teamworks podcast. This podcast is about the gaming world and beyond. So if you're a big gamer like myself and you just love anything to do with gaming, then you come to the right place. Every week we try and get a new guest onto the show to listen to their story, why they became a gamer, what first console they ever played on, and so on. The aim is to get noticed and get some of the big names on the show as well. So if you feel like you want to have a chat with us and come on the show, feel free to do so. And yeah, that is what the podcast is all about. And I hope you enjoy it, guys. This is Teamworks Podcast. A team that works together stays together.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me. 'Cause I'm about to let my heart.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Teamworks. This is season 3 and we're on episode 8. This was meant to be episode 7, but we had a few issues, so we've started again. And let's welcome Jonny back to the podcast, mate. Welcome back, mate. And alongside him is Berry. Welcome in, guys.
Hello. Thanks for having us back.
Yeah, again and again and again. Well, yeah, honestly, mate.
Been a few times.
I know, the last one we tried to record, we recorded right through and then didn't realise there was no audio, so there's definitely audio, just to let you know this time.
The 12-hour podcast, that one as well.
I know, yeah. I thought it was. I thought it was close to 24 hours, not 12. So yeah, so let's go on to the agency and what's new, mate.
Where do we start? There's lots going on. 9 weeks now we've been going. Prior to setting up Tank Top Creator Network, I was in a partnership with another TikTok creator. He's quite a big guy on TikTok. We had an agency for 2 months. After 2 months, I decided, you know what? I think I want to just do everything myself. And, you know, when I wake up, I don't sleep the best. You know, I might wake up 3, 4 in the morning, have crazy ideas. And rather than having to message someone, as in a business partner, saying, what's your thoughts on this, and waiting 7, 8 hours for an answer, I would rather be able to just implicate that decision there and then. So I thought, you know what? I think I want to set up on my own. I used to have my own brand of the Tank Top Army, as you can see with the old tank top. And I just thought, you know what? Let's bring it back and do it as an agency. So here we are, and there's a lot going on.
Definitely, mate. And you know, you started off as a co-owner of an agency before you did this. What was the reason for you to become alone, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it was just more like I was saying there about I'd wake up with crazy ideas in the middle of the night, and you know, you want to implicate stuff there and then, implement them there and then, and you know, I just wanted full control rather than having to message someone and then you're waiting for a reply and I'm checking my phone, think, has he read it yet? Has he not? And I just want to get everything moving, you know what I mean? Whereas now, you know, I own it. I am the full owner. I've got Berry and Brent as kind of my sidekicks. The good thing about them two are they're very active as well. So even if I do have them things running about in my mind, they're always on hand. They're very active, and and I think having 2 people is helpful. Before in business part 4, Whereas now I've got 2 different people to kind of go to. So technically there's 3 of us, but I am the co-owner. Sorry, I am the only owner, sole owner.
Brilliant. And what's your point about it, Berry? I mean, you've been with this agency since the day it released, but also you were back when he was co-owner of the other agency. So you knew Jonny for a while, haven't you, mate?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I met Jonny through joining the previous agency.
He had hair like me before he met.
Look at him now. What have you done to him?
Ages. My lights are playing up, so sorry if it's flickering in the background. So I joined as a creator. Jonny around November time, I think it probably was, end of November, start of December. Really enjoyed the kind of setting of getting right. It's about bringing in people who've got potential, don't have live access, want some help and guidance on how to grow and help them reach those heights they can do. Junior manager in that previous agency. And then when Jonny made that decision to break away, me and Brent were the 2 who were helping him getting things up and running. He obviously had been through the process before of starting up the agency, in all the admin side, the business side set up, and we started working away on what we want the long-term plan to look like. We knew from basically day 0 we wanted to have this kind of gaming and /teams side of the business, and it was, how do we make it appealing for both those different types of creators? They both, while they both want to grow, in terms of bringing them into a community, are probably looking for very different things. Also, how do we make sure that we're basically not creating too many businesses within it? Everything needs to have some kind of core focus and core central piece. So I think for probably a good 2 weeks, we just solely looked at how do we set everything up for long-term growth. We're not in this for money. We're not in this to just immediately be able to quit our jobs and retire. That's not how these things work. We ultimately would like to do this full time, but it's all about making sure things are stable, things are safe. We've got that community for people to come into and eventually get to the stage where we've just got unlimited talent to look at in this big community of ours. Look at those people who are really pushing, putting in the graft, and how we can help them grow and become these, not necessarily massively successful creators, but creators who are happy with what they're achieving and are reaching those goals they've wanted to as a streamer or a content creator.
Brilliant. Do you know what, Berry? I've also known you for a while, and I know Jonny for a while, but it was just amazing the way it came through. I was just streaming one night, and Jonny came into my stream, and I wasn't even thinking about it. The next day, he sent me a message, and he said, "Mate, have you got Discord?" And I went, yeah, I've got Discord. So instead of sending me a long message or anything, he sent me a voice note. Now, since then, our voice notes have probably reached over 100 hours, maybe more since then, but...
in a week.
In a week, yeah. No, in a day. But it was just amazing the way it came across. And then he said, do you fancy joining the agency? And I was like, yeah, I would love to. And since then, I've just followed Jonny and your footsteps, and I'm still here. It's amazing, and I've met so many nice friends through the agency as well, and definitely used to up there as well.
Well, James, actually, when I think about it, mate, you've had a bit of a change of path yourself, haven't you, since coming? So you were on the gaming side, and now you're doing a lot more battling.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do a bit of both. So I'm not. You know yourself, gaming comes first, and it always comes first. But I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try and do some battles, see what happens, and it seems to be.
And how did your first agency battle go?
I won, so it was really good. And then I had one last night as we speak now, and that went successful as well, and I won that one as well. I mean, for me, it's all about taking part, but the fact that there's people there that want to get you over the line is pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. And like you say, it's we always try and promote. We don't want to force anyone into doing battles. Likewise, we wouldn't say to a battler, "Come on, make sure you game and get on Among Us and play with us on these community nights." Like, people want to do what they want to do, but we would always encourage people to come out the comfort zone and try things like battles. box battles. It makes me so proud when like I'll be scrolling through TikTok on a night and you'll see 8 of them in a box just chatting, all with a little tank top logo in the little
I love
display
it.
there. And it's like, look at
Yeah.
that. That's brilliant. That look, they're all just like they didn't know each other 5 weeks ago, and they're all just there chatting away, talking absolute bollocks. But you know, it's good. It's nice. It's great to see, and
Yeah, it
you know,
is.
it's a community. It's friendships being built. People coming out of the comfort zone. You know, some have filters on. Some are sat there with the cameras on, and there's a lass there now, Jade. How long she joined the box battles in that Berry? She's been coming for weeks, hasn't
Yeah,
she?
she has. I
Always
remember.
with a gingerbread filter on.
Yeah.
Now she's got a camera off. She's dancing on camera and all. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing to see the confidence growing people, and coming out the shell and feeling they can do things. Like you're going to get haters and trolls,
Yeah, you are.
but it's
Always
great to
do.
see how people are growing that confidence. Seeing people within the network who are also
Yeah.
thinking, well, don't care about them. Like let's just be you. I've got your back, you've got my back. Let's not worry about them. It's why we've got mods and you just block them and move on, you know what I mean? So it's just brilliant to see. It's great.
It is, and you know what? You're talking about Jade come from having a filter on, and now she's brought a camera on. She even said to me last night, "I'll go live and do a battles with you," and I went, "Oh, brilliant!" And you know what? She's got a fantastic team now as well. So all credit to her.
And she's so she doesn't really. I don't really think she realizes how good she's doing as well. Like
Yeah.
she is smashing it. Yeah, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of everyone. But that's like a kind of real success story where you've seen someone didn't even want to join the agency, by the way, because she
Yeah.
was scared of what she's going to get into, and she just used to join the box battles, not in the agency, and every week because we had one. I don't know if you took part in them actually, James. You might have. Yeah, you would have anyway. Where we had 8 weeks or 8 box battles, and the winner of each box battle got into the final, and the final, the winner got a uni.
Yeah.
So Jade was in it every week, wasn't she, Barry? And she'd always get about the 3 or 4K mark and not quite getting up there, but she got there in the end, and she was in for a few rounds in the final. Actually,
She was,
she's
yeah.
it's great. It's just great to see. You know what I mean? Someone growing like that, and then she's joined the agency, and again, who thinks she won't get support and stuff, but now there she is. She's going live. She's on the camera. She's in gaming as well. She's doing all sorts. You know what I mean? Like it's just class to see.
It is, mate, and you know what? I've seen other people as well that have come out of the comfort zone, and it's great to see from my side as well, because I'm thinking, oh well, they just joined the agency, and I've only just met them, but I've seen them progress, and it's amazing to see on my behalf as well. It's incredible to see that people have gone up from being there to there, and now they're going even higher, and it's amazing, isn't it?
Brilliant. I mean, one of our managers, Lee, today I had a battle with him. I was just live and he's like, I'll jump on and battle you if you want. Like, he's never done it before. And he come on and it was good banter, like, and he got some good support. I mean, I beat him, like, obviously, but,
You just had to put that one in.
It was good. I hope he's watching this.
Yeah.
It was good fun, you know what I mean? Like, it's just good to see people try new things, and the more avenues you do within the agency, the more you will get like out of it, the more you get involved in. Like if you were just going to join the agency, and you know what, we welcome these people as well if they want, so it's not to put anyone off, but if you just want to join the agency, speak with no one, go live, no camera on, just play a game and crack on, then fine, we welcome you with open arms, but you're probably not going to get to any levels of maybe growth of what you were hoping to get from an agency, because it is very much a two-way street when it comes to an agency and growth. And a lot of that is more on you than the agency. We can give you a lot of advice, help, coaching and guidelines on what to do. But if you're not going to get involved, if you're not going to interact, if you're not going to put yourself out your comfort zone, play in the community nights we have on, do the battles, you might not want to do them. But if you think about like when Brent might be hosting a box battle, There's 50, 60 people viewing that.
I know, it's amazing.
So if you're in one of them boxes, you're getting seen by 50 or 60 people. All it takes is a few of them to latch on to you, follow you, drop you a few gifts, and that's how you're growing. You're getting to know more people. Every time I go in them boxes, I get a few followers. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you're gaining more followers from another kind of aspect as well, not just gaming followers. Then you've got battling followers. You know, I might start knocking up food on a live, and then I'll start getting chefs following me. You know what I mean? When I'm making me beans on toast. But you know,
how did you make that, by the way?
I'll do it on live tomorrow, mate. And yeah, we'll get some big followers. But no, you know, you've got to get out there and take part in stuff, get among stuff. You know, if you're just gonna be in your own little bubble and just think you're gonna join the agency and get loads of gifts and viewers, you're probably not even worth joining us, because that's not going to happen. And we're very honest and upfront with people when we have a conversation at the start. We don't want anyone to come in expecting loads of gifts and all that, and it isn't going to happen. Anything with growth takes time. Our key asset is Rowley. He's been amazing. He's come over from our old agency and then into here. And even him, the first month, you know, he was doing well. Don't get me wrong, he was doing quite well anyway. But it's been month-on-month growth since. Now, I won't say the numbers he's pulling in, but it's insane. Put it this way, to us earlier on, he earned more last month on TikTok than he did in his job. So that just shows you the type of, you know, growth that he's having. And he has said today, one of the key parts of that is us. Do you know what I mean? Without us, he wouldn't be where he is at now. And like I say, not everyone is going to get there. But if you look at what he's doing, he's involved in everything. You know, he's gaming, he's doing 24-hour streams, he's box battling, he's doing the battles, he's got all sorts of gift alerts, sound alerts, you know what I mean? He does everything. Like, he's really getting involved with stuff, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to get big.
That networking is so crucial, and we sing Rolly's praises a lot for the type of, you know, sharing creator he is. But this is one of the reasons that community has to be at the forefront. For me, it's the only right thing to be focusing on before anything else, is that community. You know, streaming is so different now to what it was when we were kids and we were watching some of the big time content creators coming up. Really hard to do things solo. It takes a lot of graft, and don't get me wrong, but if you're wanting to, you know, get results with this and grow to the rate that we want to help people grow, networking is so important. We've seen people leave because they're not happy that lots of people haven't come into their live and supported and gifted. Nearly 150 people in here, that's which is crazy in itself after 9 weeks. But us, like, and even the managers, it's really hard to then give everyone the attention when everyone's got work and family commitments, and they're going to want to do stuff in their own time, and then they're streaming as well. You need to stand out. You need to form relationships with people, which is what all of these events we put on are to try and encourage. That every conversation we have about his growth, it's all because he's just constantly networking. He's now tied in really closely with some big streamers now on the platform, like ones who are right at the top of the gaming rankings. That's because he knows what he's doing. He's putting his name out there. And you said Jade earlier, Jonny, she's been doing the exact same. She's getting on with so many people in the agency because she's just chatting away, popping in people's lives.
Yeah, going in lives and chatting.
Exactly that. Exactly. So yeah, like, that's, unfortunately, I think that's just the way the platform is now, is you need to just reach as many people as you possibly can. And the best way to do that is, jump in a co-host with someone, jump in their stream, chat with random viewers in someone else's stream, give them a reason to follow you. Into your life. And so the fundamental thing, if anyone wants one thing they need to make sure they're focusing on, just network. That is the core foundation. It's going to set you up really well on any platform, I think, ultimately. Rolly is a living, breathing example of just how well and how quickly you can grow if you do that correctly.
I'm not going to name this person, but we've got a creator who is quite good, actually, and grown well. And they said something that I hadn't even thought about, which is a really good tip if you think about it. And what they said was, they'll go in big streamers' lives where there might be 100, 150 people watching.
Yeah.
And they'll chuck them a few gifts. and they'll chat. And they'll chat with other people in the live. And before you know it, when they're streaming, some of them big gifters who were in there are coming over. And so it's quite a clever little tactic, that. I've not done it myself, but it kind of makes sense. You're going in there, you're dropping gifts and getting seen anyway, and you're probably getting a shout out by these big creators. Then you're chatting with the big gifters in there as well, and then they're coming back and jumping in there live and sending gifts. Like, it's quite clever. So, but you've got to get out there. You've got to get out there, network, and meet these people. It's Rowley. We keep going back to him, but all of his supporters, they're all big supporters. They send a lot of gifts to him, and that. It's no coincidence that the people he ends up gaming with, who kind of, I wouldn't say latch onto him, but who get involved with what he's doing in gaming, next thing before you know it, his big gifters are also supporting them as well. So, do you know that it's networking, isn't it? It's getting to know the people, and then you're meeting their gifters, and they're meeting their gifters, and so on. And that's how they're growing. Like, it's good to see.
It's incredible, because I went into George Sampson's stream the other day.
Oh yeah.
Now he does a lot of
Fortnite. You send him a gift and have a chat.
No, I literally just having a chat, because he actually, fair enough, with someone with a bigger platform, they don't always respond, do they? But fair play to him, he responds to everyone. And I was talking to his chat as well and everything, and then I had about 4 or 5 followers from his stream. So it just shows you can be in someone's stream, some bigger person stream, and then they end up coming over to you. So it's all about networking, isn't it, mate, and getting involved with other people's streams and so on. Yeah,
definitely, mate. Agree.
But so you're talking about game nights and all that, which I've took involved with a few as well. We've got the FIFA League just started. Do you know what? I was actually made up when I seen that you could actually pick your own teams. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, is this going real?
I thought you were Man United again, mate.
You joking, aren't you? You picked me that team. Not going them again. Let's just say I ended up bottom, didn't I? Well, no, I went PSG. I chose PSG, and I was in 2 mans of PSG and Man City, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go PSG, because everyone said last season PSG were awful, so I could have tried them.
Why not? PSG, they've got quality. You'll be all right with them.
They have.
Better than United, mate.
Anyone's better
than
United.
Could be worse. You could be Southampton like Berry.
Yeah, I wanted for a challenge.
I forgot.
Pick AC Milan. I was like, no, that's boring. I'll make it interesting. Put Adam Armstrong up front in my team.
You do know they're going to be so slow on FIFA. Just saying.
That's fine. They've got pacey wingers. That's all I need.
Do you know what? It might turn out that Southampton are the best team on FIFA.
If anyone loses to me in Division 1, they deserve to go down to Division 2.
It's all right. I'm in Division 3, so it's all right. But no, it's things like that. It's just brilliant, isn't it? Getting people involved that way, and I just love it. So, Jonny, are you going to win Division 2? Because you went up, didn't you? You went up. I don't know how you finished top.
It was a competition. It's because people didn't play the games, did they?
I know.
It was the competition. Let's have a quick look here in my division.
I don't know your division, so that's.
I'll be winning that. Yeah, I'll be winning that. Saying that Oliver lad, he gave me a good game last time. Well, he gave me 2 good games. I struggled a bit, but no, I think I'll win it, mate. I'll be going up, and I'll come straight back down from Division 1. I'll be going up.
There we go. He's very confident with that. What about you, Barry?
Oh, I'm by far the worst team in the division. I think I'll stay up. I trust my natural FIFA ability enough to to stick it out in Div 1, and then I'll pick a good team next time.
Well, I'm not saying anything. I mean, I might be PSG, but it depends where I am at the bottom.
Yeah, are you hoping that we introduce a conference league, James, so you can go down
Conference league,
get relegated?
It'll be non-league football eventually.
Well, something we're going to do, James, partway through the season is introduce a cup.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of that.
So yeah, this is why we wanted to do the people at the bottom pick their team, so then it ends up like somewhat fair. Then it's harder for those people who are at the top to win that cup, where they've got for the most part a lesser team, especially me.
What will it be? Will it be the first two of each division qualify or something?
Well, you happily at some point, or based on divisions. More likely be that the teams at the top play the ones at the bottom first, where the ones at the bottom have got better teams. So yeah, we'll probably look at how it finishes, and work out something from there.
It's a cracking idea, though. I love it, guys, and you got so many other game nights planned and competitions and all that. So that is going on to people that don't know. What is tank tokens?
Do you want to
I could probably take this one because it's had a bit of an overhaul. So at first, when we first set up the agency, we had a core idea. We wanted to reward people for the number of hours they were putting in. So ultimately, the amount of time people can put in varies quite a lot, and hours and go live rates are some really key metrics that TikTok measure us on in terms of performance. So we brought that system in to reward them. They would have different tiers. Once they hit a certain number of hours, they would earn tokens at a varying rate, and it was capped at 33 tokens, which one token was around $1. What we started to realize, though, and this is one of the kind of core things I think has taught me, Jonny, and Brent a lot of lessons, is to constantly be learning and constantly looking at things in finer detail. Really quickly realized it wasn't very sustainable. I think we had the logic that the more hours you put in, the more diamonds you get gifted, and we get paid from TikTok based on how many diamonds our creators bring in. TikTok take a really large cut in terms of how much the gifters pay TikTok compared to what goes to the creators, and that's what funds the paying of agencies effectively, is almost like rewarding us for the growth and the revenue that they're bringing to the platform. Sadly, the people who are putting in a lot of those hours and getting that $33 valuation from us weren't necessarily earning us that. And ultimately, we don't have thousands of spare money in accounts to just throw at people. It's just not sustainable. So we've had to shift it slightly to reward the people who are bringing in diamonds. We've removed managers from it, because ultimately they are also receiving commission based on how their team earn. But it's quite a complex system. I don't think I'd be able to fully explain it without having an hour, probably, to break it down. But you have a core number that's assigned to every diamond you earn, which is 0.0002. And however many diamonds you earn will bring you up to what's called a diamond bonus, basically. But that can be multiplied by hours that give us certain bonuses that we can then use to reinvest into the agency. So it's almost a way to reward creators that little bit more as well. Again, like we have this huge pool of creators who, let's face it, don't bring us a lot of money into the agency. Ones who maybe don't even get any diamonds in a stream. Then the idea is, if we invest our time and effort and sometimes money, if we use, we get things like promotional coupons. We've been looking at giving one away for an hour incentives for, I think MTL won that one. So we can use those as well to help them boost their reach. So once we've put that time and effort in and they see that growth and that reward, we then send them a little something extra to say thank you for, first of all, being a part of the community and being part of TTA, but also for working with us. Ultimately, we can give people guidance and advice. They can say no, they can not do it. But if they've chosen to do that, chosen to listen to us, and they're growing, they're receiving a reward from that. So it's to help bolster them a little bit. those tokens can then be used in a shop, which we're revamping. I can give a little bit of a teaser. We're looking at putting a PlayStation 5 Pro within the shop when it reopens in May. Whereas before, the top prize was, I think it was around $150 gift card. So really trying to level up and almost kind of encourage people to really push for that growth, to show that there are huge things on offer here that we can reward people with. If they work with us, if they proactively come to us and say, I want to make changes, I'm not seeing people stick around in my life, or lots of people are coming in but they're not gifting, what can I do? We want to try and encourage people to ask those questions and be hungry to try and progress on the platform. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's no other agency that does that. Some might give you bonuses based on diamonds. Some will have those hard targets of diamonds that you hit. But not many of them have their own currency system effectively, where you can actually receive gifts, receive prizes, and redeem them as a result of that. So yeah, it's a very unique thing that, yeah, again, as far as I'm aware, only we have.
Yeah, and it's just to add a little bit to that, it's uncapped as well. So just as an example, sadly for Rowley, he'll be watching this going, "Oh, you're joking, aren't you?" But he's a manager, so he's going to get money through being a manager. But if he was a creator now, and again, Rowley, if you're watching this, you'll be getting more as a manager, so don't be mourning. But if he was a creator right now, this month he'd probably earn about 200 quid just in these tokens.
Wow.
For the effort that he's done and the growth he's had. Now, if you think about it, and this is why I'd always say you should always be in an agency, whether it's ours or another one, if the right support and things are in place.
Yeah.
Rowley there, if he was just solo now, he's doing well on the app, he's getting good money and all that. But just by being with us, and pretend he wasn't a manager, but just as a creator, like you say, just for being in the agency, he'd be getting another couple of £100 worth of tokens to use just for being in and doing well. So it's additional money on top of what he was earning from TikTok. Plus, I'll shout this out, he's been banned off TikTok. Do you know what I mean? So we can then, try and get him unbanned, for things like that. There's a lot of things that go on, which is only going to benefit you from being in an agency. And these tank token system, like you say, we are in effect paying you / rewarding you for doing what you'd be doing anyway on the app. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's extra money. I mean, he also, Rowley won because he got the most diamonds in the agency last month.
Yeah,
he won a TikTok universe. Again, if he wasn't in the agency, yes, he's had a great month, but he wouldn't have got a TikTok uni as well for doing that. And again, he's a manager, so I'll keep saying that. But if he wasn't a manager, plus getting another 200 quid in tokens, do you know what I mean? He's got, I dare say, about another 650 quid in his back pocket just off being in the agency. Like, if he was solo, he wouldn't have got that. So, we have got an uncapped tank token system. And if you are doing well, you will get rewarded for it as well. And like I say, there's going to be all sorts of things that you can trade them coins in for. I'd love to see someone really save them all up and like get to Christmas time and go, right, I've got 500 tokens worth, which is $500. I want to get a Xbox for my little sister for Christmas. You know what I mean? I'd love to see that. Like, it'd be class. So yeah, this shop, it'll be brilliant when it reopens in there.
I'm looking forward to it. And do you know what? I think it's a fantastic idea. And you know what? A big prize like a PS5 Pro. Now, you've said this at the time that PlayStation have just announced that they're increasing the price for the PS5.
Are there?
So I believe. Whether it's true, but I seen an article today, whether it's true, that the prices are going up now, and it's ridiculous, really. And I don't know why they're doing it. Maybe they're doing it because Nintendo were doing it, and say his name, Donald Trump.
They do. They do what they want, and people still lie.
Yeah.
But another thing I forgot to mention there about the tank tokens as well is because it's cow currency, we can do what we want with it when we want.
Yeah.
So I've season of our FIFA league. In the first league, there was rewards up for grabs. So even though you were shocking James and come last, you'd have still got some tokens from that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so just for taking part, and we haven't even discussed it for this one, Barry. We'll have to do that as well. There will be a pool of tokens for people just for taking part. Obviously, the better you do, the more you get. But just for taking part, we want to give everyone a few tokens. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we want. We want community nights. We want people getting involved. So just as a little thank you, 3 or 4 little coins just to add to your balance, and they'll all add up. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. And you know what? I resumed myself. The first season I finished bottom. Second season I finished 5th, so I was happy with that.
Yeah. We coming for Division 2 this season, mate.
Oh yes, if PSG plays the way I want it. But no, the first season you picked me Man United. No wonder I was bottom. But at the end of the day, though, it's all part of fun, and I absolutely loved it, even though my goal difference was minus 100 and something at the bottom. I loved it.
Yeah, this is the core thing. Is it's opportunities. Like, we've got 18 people within the league this season. It's a chance to branch out and speak to people you probably never would have spoken to.
Yeah.
That's the fact. Like Jonny said, like, we'll throw tank tokens in and reward people, because that's what we want to do. We want to promote that networking, reward people for doing the very thing we want them to do, which is getting involved in this kind of stuff. Want to use it for content, stream it. It gives you another thing to stream. And again, that's more networking. Like, we've then got people shouting out about this exclusive league we've got within this community. If you want to join it, come join the community. Come over to us. It all feeds into that core foundation that's been at the forefront of everything we've done. Is we don't want to just run and chase the money. If we wanted to make as much money as quickly as possible, we'd be a battling only agency and just looking for really big battlers that can bring in diamonds. That's not what it's about. You want to give people a reason to stay and to be here, and if you give them a community, a place where they feel like they don't want to leave, they want to stay, they want to grow with us. Rowley said, like Jonny said, he feels really thankful for the agency. It's a core reason that he's done so well. He's always said, like, don't want to leave. I'll happily stay here. I don't have any plans to leave, no matter how big I get. And that's the core thing is, beyond the growth side of things, some people will join and don't want to be a successful streamer. They just want a community, and we'll give them exactly that if they join us.
Definitely. And you know what?
Well,
go on, mate, sorry.
I was going to say, like, something I'm really, really excited about, and this just shows about, like, nothing to do with money or anything like that. It's very community focused. We're having 2 big pushes now on 2 little areas, and I'm so excited by it. One is book talk. So we've now got people who read books on live, and they all jump in boxes and discuss chapters. I love it. Like, I'm not a reader.
Bedtime story, innit?
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Like, so we've got that now. Our little Mia, who's amazing, probably one of the youngest in the agency, and she's gonna kind of lead on it. She's a massive book fan, and she's going to be leading on that, which is so exciting. And then the other arm, no pun intended here, is darts.
Yes.
I like playing darts. I think darts has really got a lot bigger since Luke Littler come on the scene. We've recruited probably about 5 or 6 darts players over the last week. Like, I'm really excited to start shouting a lot more about darts. And we want to admit again, we want this community. We want it to be somewhere that it doesn't matter what type of content you do, there is a place for you within the agency, whether you're bringing diamonds in or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's get darts competitions in-house. Imagine that. Imagine booking out somewhere like the Ali Pally. the tank top darts finale. Like, me averaging 30 friggin' score, you know what I mean? Like, it's just class, At the end of the day, we are all content creators, no matter what we're doing. When you're going live on that app, you're a content creator, do you know what I mean? And you're posting a video, it's content creation. So I would love to have our finger in so many pies of, and this weekend we've got a big event because all of our car fanatics are down in Stoke at a big festival. You want all that content. You want to show that there's everything. We've literally just started opening up a gym channel as well. There's a few keen gym enthusiasts. Can we start getting content on that? Can we start doing online yoga classes or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, there is so many things we could look at.
I'll be into that.
It's just so exciting. What, watching?
Watching, yeah.
No, it's just, we want it for everyone. We've just set up a private channel, LGBTQ plus channel for people who want to be in that, and it's a ticket system where they've got a request and give a reason behind why they would want access to that channel. And it's the feedback's been amazing of the people who've gone into that channel. Like, they're so happy. Thank you. It's just a great thing we put in place, and we want everyone to feel safe, part of a community, and we've got server suggestions. We will always take on board any advice or ideas that people may have to improve our server. Like, what's going to make them happy? What do they want that we don't currently have? And if we can do it, we will. Because I don't want anyone unhappy. Do you know what I mean? I want everyone to be happy.
Do you know what? I've got an idea for you then. Maybe as a prize or something that you can put into the shop, why don't you put a tank top?
Merch, there'll be plenty of merch coming, mate. Don't worry about that. That's on a list of about a million things.
Can you imagine all us wearing tank tops on streams? Yeah, we'll be all in the box.
One of the things we spoke about as well at the very start.
Hello there. Have you heard about our partners, Terra Player? Terra Player is an internet radio station for gamers. So every time our episodes release, they will automatically go onto their website. So it's a fantastic little partnership, and we hope for more to come in the future. So yeah, that is our partnership, guys, and yeah, let's get back to the episode.
We set up, like, when we first came up with the idea of having this currency, and we were talking about what that means for us. We were saying how that means we can do whatever. Yeah, we can have a merch shop where Jonny has his I think Jonny had a tank top line before when you were just doing your stream before the agency started. Like, we could do discounted merch, we can do charity merch, things like when it's Black History Month and all that kind of stuff. We can do exclusive things and get people to spend their tokens there. You can do charity events where you can donate your tokens if you don't have the cash, but you want to use that. We can then, we ultimately hold reserves in the agency for that. We can then use their tokens to donate money. There's so many things we can do. Like, there really is no ceiling for the kind of stuff that we want to do. Like Jonny said, like, if we were wanting to just kind of go down this, let's just be really successful route, in the greatest respect, we wouldn't look at trying to find these really niche communities. We want to find everything that people are interested in to get as many people to come in. And look, if all of a sudden darts is massively trending on the platform and loads of people seem to want to gift for it, he said we've got a pool talent to tap to help them be part of that group that are doing really, really well. And for Book Talk, it's really difficult for people to become successful on the front. If it starts storming and steamrolling, amazing. We've got people with us. We can help them grow. We can get almost at the front of that trend and say, right, what are they doing? What are they doing that's different to gamers? Why are people gifting these Book Talkers? Perfect. Do these people, do they want to grow? Are they just happy where they are? If they want to grow, amazing. Let's work with them. Let's give them help and advice. It's up again around that community, and that's when the success follows after. It's not about chasing what's here and now. Broadening your horizons and getting that core together. It's not even just for the sake of getting like people in through the door just to have the numbers. We still, Jonny speaks to every recruit we get in, has a conversation with them in Discord to make sure they're coming in for the right reasons. They know what they're coming into. None of it is just let's have as many people in-house as we can possibly get. It's all about getting those right people in that we think are going to be happy here and understand exactly what we're trying to do.
Amazing. You know what? I've absolutely loved every bit of the agency. The Discord community is fantastic. There's so many nice people. I don't think I've ever come across anyone that I don't like. You know what I mean? And that's amazing, because you go into some of these Discord channels and you think to yourself, "Oh, do I belong here?" But you come into this one and you just know that you belong. You're a family, and it's growing. And do you know what? I look at the numbers of the Discord community, and I keep looking, and it's going up and up and up, and I just love the way it's growing. And do you know what? You've helped me. You both helped me through the years, and it's been incredible. And you know what? You got me for life now. That's it. You can't get rid of me now, guys.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's all
What
about.
did you say then?
Yes, baby.
Yes, baby.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. 'Cause I think as well, like there probably is an assumption that agencies are just for gamers, or they are just for battlers, because that's what's cool and that's what a lot of people want to see. But ultimately, there's nothing wrong with you streaming whatever you want to stream. Like, I think the last thing we want is for people to come in and feel like they have to make a certain type of content. Like, again, there are things that people do that can help. Like, there's a bit of a trend with these TikTok games. You've probably seen that prop avalanche that some people are playing. Things like that, yeah, they're perfect. They're a great recipe for doing really well on the platform. But I don't want anyone to feel like they have to do that. If they want to do it, fantastic, amazing. We've got someone doing something they really passionately want to do. But we've had Elite Girl, and she's had a couple of referrals come in for that small book talk group, and I think it's the only thing I've seen them doing since. So very clearly, we have another content creator who's brought some people into this community that they already know and have. We've also brought in someone else, Jonny, as part of that book talk group, who didn't know anyone in the agency as well. So yeah, we've brought some people in who are now really comfortable with the type of content they're making. They're clearly tapping into something they're really passionate about, and that harbours them in, makes them feel more inclined to stick around and stay, because they can see that they're going to cater for everyone regardless of what they're interested in. They're more committed to going live. You're far more likely to be streaming and be engaging with your chat and just generally putting the graft in if you're happy and you're really passionate about what it is that's on that stream in that moment, rather than always putting up a front and doing something you feel like you need to do.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? I've got passion to go live and do my gaming and battles, but the most important thing for me is interacting with my viewers. And I always find if you interact with your viewers, they're always going to come back to you. And that's the key thing, is whenever you see someone join the stream, you make them feel welcome and stuff like that. And they might stay, they might leave you a follow, they might even give you a GIF. But even if they just comment and they stay in your stream, it's absolutely fantastic. And that I've always said I want to build a community myself where, people feel welcome. I mean, yeah, I love streaming, but it's the people that are in the stream that I'm more focused on that. I think that's a key thing in streaming.
100%, definitely. I've got my own little ideas on streaming and what you should be doing. And obviously, I'm going to be a bit more biased towards that. I'm a gamer, so I come from that background. So this isn't necessarily about everyone. But gamers in general, I think you've kind of got a few little categories of what you need to decide, you as a streamer.
Yeah.
You're either going to be an absolute elite player, so you're going to have to be unbelievable at that game.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to really lock in and you're going to be brilliant, then people probably will stay around and chat and interact because the gameplay is brilliant. Or you can be absolute garbage, or angry, a bit like Angry Ginge. He's got his following because he's so angry.
Yeah, but Angry Ginge he's a bit far from angry, isn't he? I hope he's watching this.
You're going to be like garbage or angry, so people are there laughing. Yeah. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at how angry you are or how rubbish you are at a game.
Yeah.
Or you might be just a general good crack, and having a bit of banter, and you're keeping them entertained that way, and they're not really there for the gameplay. I kind of see myself. I'm definitely not a great player. You know what I mean? So no one is coming to watch me and think, "Oh, Johnny's going to absolutely get 30 kills here like, on COD." Like it's never going to happen. What they're probably coming for is watching me make a mistake, because that happens far too many times when I'm playing a game,
Yeah.
and probably the bit of crack and banter, because I would put having the crack and banter with them over the gameplay. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if someone sends me a few daft gifts, like, I'll be going ballistic and excited over. If I'm just going to lock into the game and just go, "Oh yeah, thanks for that galaxy, mate," and "Oh God, no, I need to win this game," good enough to be that type of creator. So, you've got to decide what you want to be as a creator. And I do see it. Too many streamers in the game, and are locked into the game, and they are not elite at the game.
Yeah.
They're bang average or just not even that good at all. And they're still locked in. So for me, drop the ego. You're not very good. Just interact with your chat. That is more important than you playing average on a game.
That's the same as me, mate. Do you know what? I'm probably one of the most awful players on Fortnite. I mean, I've got a little bit better, but I'm not the greatest player. But what I do is, if I make a mistake, I make it sound funny, and then everyone's saying, "Oh God, James has just done that."
Yeah.
It's just incredible that you don't have to be the greatest player, but it's what you give on that stream to your viewers.
Yeah,
and if your viewers like it, like you say, they'll stay.
100%. 100%.
So we talked about how important it is to interact to your plays and all that, but moving forward with the agency in that, what would you like to see it in the future? What would you like to see happen from now till maybe next year?
On growth with a lot more different type of creators, as we were on we went to Dart, Book Talk, Gym. I'm sure there'll be more. We might have cooking soon. Do you know what I mean? Like, going into all different areas. I know when we last spoke, the one that didn't record our audio, I think even since then, and that was only a few weeks ago, maybe our visions changed slightly. I think we mentioned we'd love to break into the US, and that was a real big, like, let's sort this out in the next few months. After looking into that, that's probably going to be a bit more time than maybe we'd thought. So, could we be in US by next year? Maybe. I'd love to be.
Yeah.
Realistically, will it happen? Don't know. I don't know. We're learning as we go. I mean, it's 9 weeks.
Oh, wow.
We are learning new things every single day. Things we were saying last week, we've changed our mind this week because you're seeing things. Do you know what I mean? You see things happen. TikTok have their own metrics for us as an agency, which we're always working to, and we're having to adapt to that. So whilst you might plan for something, what we're really good at is being able to adapt quickly. So when we see something happen, right, let's go this way instead. And it doesn't matter if we were fully right, we can go left straight away, So we are good and ready for change. We just want to grow as much as we can, but the right growth and the right people. We've got no problem with releasing anyone who doesn't meet our values. Now, we have got our own values and vision within the agency and the Discord, which people can read. And if people don't align with them, which it doesn't take long to find out that they don't align with them, we will get rid. We recently got rid of someone. I was quite upset by it, if I'm being honest. So we had someone join the agency. I'm not going to name them. And one of our creators who'd been here pretty much from the start approached his manager and sent him a long message saying, I think I'm going to leave. I had a bit of an incident with so-and-so. I don't really bring you any diamonds in. So I think it's best if I just leave and all this. And I was so upset to read that. And I thought, why? Just because you don't bring diamonds in, that doesn't mean we want rid of you. You as a person and a character, You know, that other person has made more than you in 2 days than you have in a month. But I'd rather have you. You know, we want the right people.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got rid of that person who'd been in the agency 2 days and earned some decent diamonds for us, because if they're causing problems within our community and network, we don't want them. We
No.
only want the right people. So again, a couple of weeks ago, I thought we'd have maybe been on about 180, 190 creators now. We're on 148, you know, because we seem to bring a couple in, but then we'll get rid of a couple
Yeah.
because they're not right for us. So weeks ago, I'd have thought, well, yeah, we'll be on about 180, 190 by the end of the year. We'll have about 2,000. Looking at it now, probably won't be. If we get a 600 by the end of the year, I think that would be a good year, and we'd 100% be on track to progress to where we want to go.
Yeah, and do you know what? You talking about getting rid of people and all that. We totally understand if they don't meet the you know meet the paths that you've put down for them and all that. Then yeah, you have to, unfortunately, because it must be a hard job for you to say, look, we gotta get rid of a few now. It must be one of the toughest things, because you don't want to get rid of people. That's one thing
No.
you don't want to do. But sometimes, unfortunately, it will happen. So I'm safe, aren't I?
You're not safe now. You're part of the furniture. I just want to say though as well, when you said it back there, it sounds a bit harsher than how I meant it. Release them from the agency. Right, go on, you're off. Get out now. Get out my pub. No, it's yeah. Release them from the agency because they're not a right fit. That's what it is. Like I say, you can see if they're not meeting our values, we don't want any trouble causes. As we keep saying, this is a community and a safe space for everyone. So if even one person, irrelevant of how well they do, how many diamonds they bring in, how many followers they have,
Yeah.
we don't care. The agency will always come first in the community. We do not want any bad egg who's going to ruffle feathers and cause problems with other creators and upset anyone. Even if you never made one diamond with us, I would rather get rid of a top earner than a really good person who's really part of the community. Like, you know, we don't want that reputation, because people speak, owners speak, creators speak, and all it takes is a few little Chinese whispers of, oh, they've got bullies in there, oh, their management were bullies, or these, you know, and before you know it, you've got a terrible reputation, and it's then really hard to try and recruit people because they've heard of what's going on in there. And sadly, luckily this isn't us, but sadly, I've heard of loads of agencies with bad reputations, and some of them are quite well known, you know, and that's creators joining us and telling us stories, and you know, it's just not nice to hear. Like, we want it to be a safe space. The last thing you want is anyone to feel like they can't be part of it. And there is a lot of lonely creators out there.
Yeah.
And an agency, whilst we're on about, how we've said earlier, I think everyone should be in an agency for different reasons. For those people who are lonely, and some are vulnerable as well, being in an agency, it really gives them kind of a sense of achievement and something that they can strive to do and enjoy doing. Like, again, I don't want to get too deep into it and talk about people. We do have vulnerable people within the agency who, if they didn't have the support of us and maybe managers who are monitoring them and keeping an eye on them, I don't know what could be, you know, we don't know what could be getting said to them. And we have had incidents, which again, I don't want to go into this, but we found out one of our creators was getting, maybe, I'm trying to think the right word, but pressured into gifting people and getting told who you should gift and who not, and make sure you're gifting me, and just, like, not me as in the person was saying, make sure you're sending me gifts. Like, that is bad stuff.
That's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah, so, you know, we found out about that, so now we put a bit of an extra arm around them to, you know, anything like that. And do you know what? Credit to him to being able to speak up and speak to managers about that, and, you know, come forward and say he's a bit concerned about what's going on. Like, and that just shows what we've created, a trust where people feel they can speak up and talk and be heard, and they will have our backing. They always will. If they're in our community, we will have everyone's back as long as they're sticking to values.
Well, you look at me, mate. I'm always voice noting you. Like I say, it's probably about don't know, over 100 hours a day.
I know. I speak to you more than my wife, mate.
Yeah, she's probably thinking, "Are you speaking to James again tonight?" But no,
I'll tell you what, mate. If you were a woman, I think she'd be getting worried off the amount of voice notes we exchange.
it's a good job I'm not then, isn't it? But honestly, I just love that because I know that I can actually talk to people, and it's incredible. Like you say, I've met so many friends, and you and Berry are on top of my list because you both helped me a lot. It's just incredible the way this agency's going. The way I've knew you since November now, which doesn't sound long, but it is a decent amount.
Long, though. I feel like I've knew your ages. It's like it does. It does feel long. It feels longer.
Yeah, it really does, mate.
In a good way.
yeah, obviously in a good way. But honestly, no, it is amazing. And the fact that I think this agency is going to be, at the end of this year, I can see it being big, and I mean big, because at the moment, everything that you're doing is absolutely fantastic. It's only going to get better. I mean, whose idea was it to put a PS5 Pro on there? Do you know how much they cost?
Barry.
Barry.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Barry's paying for it then?
Yeah, I wish I was in a position to do that. I think it probably doesn't go 2 hours where there hasn't been some kind of message from me, Jonny, or Bro.
Yeah.
Even amongst all the other stuff we've got, we've got families to look after and we have jobs. Talking to each other, you wouldn't believe the amount we chat behind the scenes. There's so many things that we've got planned.
One a day, haven't we? Probably
that's only because Brent's he's just started his new job. But no, even when the tank token system, when we wanted to revamp it, that was like a week of just solid work to find something that was going to work. And I think what's really good, I'm kind of backtracking a little bit to setup we've got, is people can do this solo, right? Like anyone, with the right drive and a solid understanding of how to recruit and how to sell what they can provide can go and set up their own agency. I really truly believe that us three, almost like ship,
yeah,
we just bring each other down to earth all the time. We never make, unless we need the fly, always really heavily thinking about, right, if we change this, what are the options of it, or want to introduce this, what do we need to consider? Everything is about long term. It's never the here and now. There might be problems in the here and now we need to fix. It's always about, right, this is a problem we need to address now. How do we stop that being long term? Because ultimately, if we want to expand abroad, it may be to make sure what we've built in the UK needs to take priority. And if this is safe and this is stable, whatever we do next will be safe and stable. Even on the platform might change in terms of how agencies work at any time. We've already seen some small things change and being introduced to stuff that might change in terms of how we're measured on performance in the future. We know we're still classed as a new creator network. There are going to be expectations TikTok have of us in 6, 7, 8 months' time. They don't today. We're already prepared for it, and we're seeing other creator networks that start around the same time of us have now stepped into that realm because they've been successful really quickly. They're scared, they're worried because they now have these really different expectations they weren't prepared for. And I think every time we find something new about what's going to come up next, it's only kind of reinforced we've had the right things focused at the forefront of my mind. So once we kind of graduate from being a new creator network, there's a really heavy focus from TikTok on continuous growth. And from what we've seen in the 9 weeks so far, I'm not worried when we hit that stage at all. I'm really confident we're in a really healthy space to do it. So yeah, the more we network, the more we reach out to other networks and see what they're doing and the struggles they're running into. very rarely we're finding that we're having the same growing pains. We're in a really solid position, despite not being as big as them or generating as much money as them. A much more stable position, which I think is the most important thing for us to always be looking at.
See, you know what? That's a really good point as well, because I've only ever been in, well, you could say two now, in a sense. I was in the old one, but I've only ever been with you lot, and I've been asked by a few agencies, would you like to join? But I'm happy where I am, and I've told them that, and I can't see myself going anywhere else, because, like you just said, then you're in a solid position. I feel like I'm in the right place, and there's a lot of people that feel like that as well, and it's incredible, and I'm absolutely loving the journey, and I can't wait to see what's happening in the future with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we've got massive ambitions, like huge ambitions. Again, like there's stuff that people won't have a clue that we're thinking about and talking about. I mean, Johnny's just put a video out today about how we'd love to start bringing sub agencies on board and help them kind of delve into this space, almost teaching people how to teach creators to become successful. Because I think we're now in that position where we've seen some people grow from the advice and guidance we're giving them, very clearly working. Let's help other people get in that position. Ultimately, there are agencies that maybe can offer more, maybe can give you a bigger community. There are, we're not not by any means the most successful agency out there, but that's what we aim to be. We aim to be the best that are around, and people are here on that journey. And even people like Rolly could go and be a really, really successful creator in another bigger agency, but he wants to be here. He's really what we're building. He can see that there is no ceiling for this. It's massive, and it can be as big as we want it to be. He's investing it. He wants to be a part of that. That's what we want other people to see. I don't really think we see other agencies as competitors. I think they're more opportunities for collaboration anyway. But ultimately, you've got to give people a reason to pick you. You've got to give them a reason to stay here and not go somewhere else. And only really by working with those other networks, learning what mistakes they're making, but also what they're doing really well and sharing that. And likewise, us with others, we never hold anything secret that we do for our creators, and any tactics we use to help people grow and what Jonny does to recruit, we never hide it away as some kind of trade secret. We're always an open book. But yeah, ultimately, you still need to sell yourself as an agency, and what's a why me? Why come here? Almost like a startup would, is give people that reason to come on board and stay for the long run.
Yeah, do you know what? I've been saying this every time in my stream as well. I tell people how good the Tank Talk agency is, and I say you need to join. Someone that I met through TikTok a while back, I think he's joining now. I think Jonny knows who I'm on about. Joe is a fantastic lad, by the way. He's one that'll always support someone, and I said to him, I said, you need to join, mate. I said, the agency is absolutely fantastic. We have game nights, we have a really good chat. There's all different things going on, and you will absolutely love it, mate. You make new friends and stuff like that. And he said, you know what, mate, I'm going to have a word with the owner. And he's had a word with Jonny, and I think he's on board now. So there's another one coming in. Incredible.
All good. The right people joining.
Definitely, mate. You know what? We're just going to end the podcast with, I wanted to ask now, back in December, when you were part of the other agency still, you all did a Christmas video. Now, you're probably wondering when I was going to get to this point, but I actually missed the post and I couldn't react to it in time. So I missed that one. And then I seen that you're doing a one for Easter. So I've reacted to that.
I mean, if we've got the interest, let me have a look. How many have reacted? I need at least 10. Let's have a look.
I think there was about 6 before I did.
Reacted. My computer's having a Western. There's only 6. We need
Six,
10.
six.
Hang on,
There's only 4.
12. Well, 13 have reacted to the video of what I uploaded about me dancing. Like,
No, yeah.
I was a 7. Have you just reacted, Barry?
Yeah, I realised I didn't react to it. See, I popped my one
Oh,
on.
and I haven't reacted.
Well, there you
So
go.
there's 8.
So
Right.
2 more. 2
I'll
more. We
shout
can do
this
it
tomorrow, and we right. Oh, then let's talk now. Let's exclusive. What songs? What songs we thinking?
Oh,
Got to be a cheesy one, I think. Got to be a cheesy one.
I'm a Barbie girl. Imagine that. No, we can't do
Too
that
obvious.
one. We can't
Too
do
obvious.
that. Yeah, it is. Do
you know what?
Go on.
Do you know what I've just thought of? A random one, which everyone knows it, everyone loves it. No one will be good at singing it.
Go on.
This ain't a song for the broken-hearted. Do you even know what I'm on about?
Yes.
Yes.
It's my life. No, I'm thinking. No, sorry, no. I meant living on a prayer.
Living on the prayer, right?
Tommy used to work on the docks. Union's
Yes.
been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. Yeah, a bit of living on a prayer. Everyone would be happy singing that, man.
And even a good singer wouldn't be able to sing that, would they?
I know it. Hard work.
That's a hard one. That was a good one, though. Yeah. Let's go with that. I'm happy with that one. We'll definitely get that one, guys. But you know what? Thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure again. And we'll get this going again, maybe. But you know what? It's been amazing, guys. Thank you for joining. We actually got it. We got through it without
done it.
Let's see. We'll see when it's over. Let's see if it's recorded.
Yeah, well, I can see your voices coming through all the way through, so that means it's gone through. We might have had some textual issues. I don't know whether your Discord was being a bit funny with you guys through the call.
Seems all right, mate. You've gone a bit like a ghost at times.
My lights
flickering behind him, but
yours has been the same for some reason. So yeah, there's been a few little glitches, but not enough to say we didn't get the conversation in. So I'm happy with that. At the end of the day, it's second podcast video, so you're gonna have issues. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi was really, really good till I started the podcast. So it could be that. It could be that. You never know. But honestly, it's been amazing. I just want to end the show with, if there's any shout outs you want to give to anyone.
I mean, I just want to shout out everyone who has joined.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we've got a very good retention rate with very to leave. So it makes me proud to realise like everything we're doing is obviously working and people believe and trust in us. Like it makes me so proud seeing more and more people with a little blue vest in the display name on TikTok. I haven't forced anyone to do it. I've not said make sure you do this. People are just doing it and getting on the bandwagon. They'll see James, you have it, you know, Barry has it, and then before you know, been in a few days, right, I want that as well, and it makes me proud. Like, so thank you to everyone for believing in me and what I'm saying to you, because you've come on board. And secondly, I must be doing something right, and Barry and Brent must be as well, because you've stuck with us as well. Well, everyone who is going out of the comfort zone, trying new things, you know, even just as far as going as multi-guest, people jumping in, that is new to them. They were just gaming streamers and all. They're going in multi-guest and chatting. And shout out for me, especially with the growth. I think at the rate we're growing at, it would have been far too much for me on my own. I'd have been having a mental breakdown by now, you know. I'd stressed at times. I speak to Barry and Brent and they just chill me out a bit, you know. But, you know, it's a lot. And I don't think people realise that, especially some people who maybe have a bit of think, oh, I'd love an agency. It is a second job. It's a second job, you know, on top of your full-time job. So shout out to Brent and Berry. Like, they're brilliant. They've got great ideas. When I've got some ideas, they're great at saying, well, think about this, or maybe don't do that because of this, and it's great. And all my managers as well. I mean, we've got about 11 managers now. We started 9 weeks ago, which is amazing.
Incredible.
All getting paid. Not life-changing money, but it's a bit of side income that they are now earning from being managers for us. And these opportunities will continue to come up for people who want it. So shout out to all them. Some of them have only been managers 14 days now, starting on the 1st of April. And they're impressing us. They're doing really well.
Yeah.
They're digging into the data, updating the teams on what's going on, giving feedback. Like, it's great to see. And, it's a change. It's going to be a change from being a creator to being a manager, because when you're a creator in the agency, you're just plodding on, doing your thing, happy days. When you're a manager, or like our heads of, like Berry and Brent, or owner like me, it's a complete different outlook on what is going on. I get inbox after inbox after inbox of things you wouldn't even believe, just random.
Yeah. Random stuff.
And I love it. I feel it can come to me and reach out, but it's busy, it's hectic. So great work from all.
Yeah.
They're really embracing it. They're enjoying the challenge. Like I say, it's getting more and more demanding. Their teams are growing. It's getting more and more demanding, and they're doing really well.
Incredible, mate. And you know what? People that are listening to this and watching this when it's released, we've just had a fantastic chat. Why the agency started the way it started, how the future's looking, and it's incredible, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in the future. I am still going to be here years to come. You've got me until till I die, basically. I didn't want to say it that way, but you know what I mean. But no, honestly, I call you good friends, and you've definitely helped me, and I do appreciate that a lot. So thank you, guys.
No problem, mate. Thank you. It's great to have you. We're lucky to have you, mate.
Cheers, mate. And only one thing left to say is, we're living on a prayer, aren't we?
Let's get that video out. That's going to be good.
We're going to have to get some hard work editing on it. So tomorrow's Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll announce. What I'll do, I'll announce, right, here's the song, and we've got these names. Anyone else want to take part? And then I think you'll get more go, oh, yeah, I'll have a bit. Like, Emsy's not replied. If you're watching this, Emsy, why are you not messaging me saying, can I play? Can I play? Can I sing? Because you loved it the first time. You loved it.
It's going to be funny, though. Everyone trying to sing Living on a Prayer.
The way we're growing, right? And one thing, look, I don't want to keep dragging this on for too long, but, we're doing a million things right now. There is so much going on. We're trying to get brand deals for collabs and all that. We release this song, mate. We might have music artists or record labels on our door saying, hey, James Hughes, hey, that's some voice on you, mate. Would you be the backing singer in this?
Talk to me again when I'm in the bath or the shower.
Who knows what it could lead to?
Yeah, do you know what, though? That's the thing. If you post this out, you don't know who's watching. So you never know. Do you know what? I actually think we should do one for charity as well.
Yeah, that'd be another good idea.
Definitely.
We are, again, looking at charity work as well. It's all stuff. There is so much going on. So much. Can't do it all overnight. I wish we could do it all like that now, but there is that much we're working on, man. It's so exciting, and we love it. We're so happy. It's amazing. I can't wait. And sorry, I don't mean this in a bad way. But I can't wait to get off this, and then I'm going to go start recruiting again, going in people's lives,
That's
chatting.
What I love. That's what I love.
I love it. I want it. I want to go. I want to go get more people part of this journey. It's brilliant.
Do you know what? If I can help you at any point, mate, just give us a bell. But also, if you want any more promotion videos, I can do a few if you want.
Get them out, mate. Your videos are brilliant.
You want to see the next one that I'm going to do then? God. But no, honestly, absolutely fantastic. It's always a pleasure talking to you both, and hopefully we get to, maybe talk on the other side. Maybe you might have a podcast yourself. Maybe, I don't know. You never know.
You never know.
You never know what the future holds. But honestly, been amazing, guys, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having us.
No worries. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Dreams we had don't ever fall away. We can't leave them if we stay the same. And I can't do this for another day. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this.